What do you got? Christmas dinner?
Christmas dinner for the chickens. New Year's dinner.
All right, so today we're going out to the chickens, and we thought we'd share a few of our tips and tricks that have helped us out with the predators around here, because right about this time of year, the predators are a little bit hungry because there's not as much running around out there. So they like to come after your chickens. And we're going to show you a few ways that has really helped us out in the last few years here, save and keep our chickens preserved here. We want to eat the eggs, not the coyotes eat the chickens or the aerial predators eat the chickens. So, all right, let's give these guys a little treat, eh? All right, so with our coop here, the way I built the fence is they have a large area. They like to just kind of hang out here in the underneath the pine tree, but there's actually a large area behind their coop, and they really don't hang out much back here. But I think there's more room back here than there is anywhere else. But I think one problem with that was when we first got the chickens, the aerial predators were so bad coming down here. They would actually just sit in this tree right here, and they would swoop down, kill a chicken, do whatever they wanted, and take off. Or they'd sit in these trees up here, and they'd swoop down and get a chicken. So the chickens don't come over here as much. But Candace got a really good idea with some scare tape here. So you want to explain that?
So what we did was we just ran some yarn. That was all we had at the time, and I wasn't really sure how that was going to work, but it has held up for quite a long time. So we just ran some yarn to cover the whole pen area, branching out kind of like a spider web. And then we tied some of the shiny scare tape to it. I'll leave a link for this tape down below. It's pretty cheap, and I tied, how long ago did we tie this on here?
2 years.
It's
Yeah.
been here for 2 years,
Yep.
and it has stayed
And honestly,
sturdy and worked well.
Honestly, the yarn, it was just a roll of yarn. I
hurry
mean,
up and like
it was cheap stuff.
yeah, our chickens were dying, and we were like, what do we have that we can put up right now?
A couple years ago, I think we lost we were getting to a point about 2 a week, so we were really dropping fast there, and so we started coming up with all these different processes here to help out. So that is item number 1.
That was definitely a quick fix that had some longevity.
So what's the second one you think, Candace?
The second thing that I don't think we really did as a predator proofing to begin with. So we set up the extension to our coop here for the chickens that we hatched this year. We incubated some of our own eggs, and we actually had, well, I'm sure that it's on a video, isn't it? Our setup of our progression of chicken growth.
Yep, we can link it up above, right?
And we will link that above so you can watch it. So we had a couple different batches of chickens that went through. We raised some for ourselves and raised some for some friends. And in the process, I believe that this has actually protected the chickens a little bit, because predators can't come right up to the edge of the fence where the chickens are at here. So it's kind of keeping things at bay.
So basically having a double layered fence, and I know that's not something that everybody can do, and we don't have it all the way around either, but we did have a problem with I believe they were coyotes coming up from the woods, back deep in the woods. They were coming out here, and they were trying to burrow underneath the fence at night, and I never caught one. I didn't catch a coyote. I did catch a fox one time, right over here, going between the garden and our gate here. And so once I seen that, it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, all right, we got to do something with that. So this double fence sure has helped that extra barrier between here and in the woods.
So here is one savior that we purchased. It's the Ladies First chicken door, and it's very nice to have here so that the chickens can go in at night and they're protected. And You don't have to come out and let them in day after day. And the chickens are wonderful. They train to go in before the door closes and come out when it opens. And that's been great predator proofing right there on our coop.
And it's also solar operated, so we don't have to come out here and change batteries all the time. This little solar panel right here has kept that door going for 2+ here.
I'd say 3.
Almost 2. Well, I think it's been 2.5. 2.5 years that thing's been going, and never had a problem with it. This was not a cheap chicken door by any means, but I think it's been one of the best improvements we've done with the chicken coop and with the chickens. It's hassle-free. We used to come out here every day, open up the chickens, come back out at night, put them back in, and we don't have to worry about it now. We can, go out to dinner. If the kids have something going on at school in the evening, which typically is, the chickens come and go by themselves, and that is so awesome.
And it wasn't a break the bank kind of expense either, and we can link that in our video here for you too. So it's definitely done well for us and done well for our chickens. If you guys find any of this informative and helpful, then hit that like button for us.
Another item we purchased for our chickens to keep the predators out was these lights. These are solar powered lights. Obviously it's not going to come on right now, but we've got one set here. I have another set over by the garden and another set on the corner over here. These solar powered lights are great and they're super bright. They were not very expensive at all, but if anything does come up here from the deep woods, this light turns on right away, and I've seen things come up here, pop the light on, and take off. So they do not like having a big bright light shined on them, and this is definitely keeping some of the predators away while we're not at home and at dark. So here's another one of our lights. We got it on the edge of the garden here, but this kind of shines out for the whole area here. We've got predators that come up out of the woods all the time, and we're kind of set back off the road here a little bit, so there's stuff constantly trying to get these chickens, trying to get into the garden. But this light's nice to just come out here and have to do some watering, get in the garden. If I want a quick radish at 11 o'clock at night or something, I come out here and see what I'm doing, getting in the garden gate. And I'll leave a link down below for these lights. They're not crazy expensive or nothing either, but they're just convenient, and I think you guys will really like them.
One of the biggest improvements that we've made recently for predator proofing is our electric fence.
Yeah, so this is a whole electric fence system. It's solar powered as well, and I do have it going all the way around the perimeter. And let me tell you, I've accidentally tested it myself. I have had this fall, I've come out here and had dig marks that were trying to dig under the fence, but they were way out here away from the line. So I think what happened is they started out here and they come up and the nose touched that line. They didn't come back, let me say that. So this is super awesome. We were kind of hesitant about doing an electric fence. We didn't know how, the dogs and the kids and all that kind of stuff would handle it. But so far it's been really good. And since we've put up this electric fence, I don't think we've lost a bird to a predator at all.
Nope.
Not on the ground. We had fox come in here and try to get in, and we did have coyotes in here before trying to get in. And I haven't seen any of those at all. Birds, on the other hand, that's where the scare tape comes in, having some nice cover up here, like this nice pine tree. It kind of gives them a little bit, kind of a little bit of cover, so, they're just not out in the open. So there's stuff that comes out flying around here, and they're not just the first thing that a predator will see. I know I gave you guys a lot of information today. If you've got any questions at all, feel free to comment down below, and I'll get back to you right away. We want to make sure that you guys preserve your flock just like we've preserved ours here for years on Gagne Farms. Hey, one bonus item for you guys is when I built this chicken coop, I actually built it about 18 inches or 2 feet off the ground. And that's because if any aerial predators up above, if the chickens see a predator up above, They all go right underneath that chicken coop, and they'll stay there for 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes for the aerial predators to go away. And it seemed to work out so awesome, you guys. If you have any way to put any kind of low cover like that, something that they can get underneath, that's going to be one big key for you guys and having your chickens not get eaten by any aerial predators.
Thanks for joining us today, guys. I hope our 5 tips helped you out, and we will catch you on the next one.